Hello everybody and welcome to the Sovereign Village Project. By now you may have heard this buzz about some supposed building of COVID camps in Tennessee. Is that true? Yes, it is true. I will attach to this video in the description Executive Order 83 from the treasonist Bill Lee, who has authorized the building of these COVID camps. But what else is in that bill is what's really interesting. For example, they're essentially suspending all oversight and inspections of mental health facilities and similar facilities. So basically, let's build the camps and then suspend all oversight. We don't know what's going on in those camps. There's no oversight. It's too dangerous to have an inspection. We don't know what's happening in the mental health facilities. Too dangerous. We need to make sure there's no inspectors getting, I guess, COVID, So, why are the box cars rolling in with people and coming out empty? Who knows? There's no inspections happening. I'm sure there's no precedent for this in history. But of course, if you've followed this channel, you know that this is nothing new. You know that Tennessee already has concentration camps here, and they have been used, and they are being used. I did a video about this. I'll also include the link to that in the description. And I will also include a link to the article I referenced in that video from the Tennessean, which is a mainstream news source, which talks about a man who escaped from one of those concentration camps. He was a homeless man, and after a probably faulty PCR test, he was put into that concentration camp without due process, without charges, without trial, indefinitely, pending, more faulty PCR tests, which can be manipulated or just are so faulty. I mean, a papaya or a pawpaw or a goat can test positive, so they're completely faulty and useless, so they're just a device by which you can suspend justice. He escaped from there, and he was charged with escape from a penal institution. I know this sounds crazy, but I will attach that article. You can read it. It's from a mainstream site. It's basically how they probably get our consent implicitly, because nobody did anything about it because he was homeless. Who cares about those people, right? That's how we think, unfortunately. He escaped from there. He was charged with escape from a penal institution. It wasn't a penal institution. It was a COVID camp at the Nashville Fairgrounds, but it was a penal institution. So the government admitted that. When they charged him with escape from a penal institution, and when mainstream media covered it and said that, they all admitted that that was a concentration camp. You can go onto the National Holocaust Memorial Museum's website. These are the folks that kind of know about concentration camps, right? These are the folks that are trying to get us to remember, to never forget about the Holocaust. They define it clearly, what a concentration camp is. They essentially say, if you are held and imprisoned without charges, without due process, without trial, for any reason, that is a concentration camp. So I'm going to trust their definition more than anybody else's. So therefore, there are concentration camps in Tennessee, and that executive order just authorized the building of a lot more. Y'all, it's time to start preparing and taking this seriously. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. It was a conspiracy theory. Now it's just a conspiracy, and it's happening. It's happening in real time. They're really doing this. They're really building these camps. And I think it's going to go well beyond, COVID camps, because the mental health facility thing really concerns me. And I've been seeing a real strong propaganda push in media and social media about mental health. Check in on your friend. Here's some reporting sites. Let us know if your friend needs help. It's pretty clear to see what they're going to do here, which is basically anybody who doesn't toe the line is probably mentally ill. After all, if you don't get the vaccine, you must be crazy. What are you, mentally ill? Oh, you're doing your own research, you're digging through peer-reviewed journals and medical journals, and you have your own opinion about what should go into your body? You must be crazy. You need to go to a mental health facility where there will be no oversight, no inspections. So get on the boxcar and go to the camp. That's really happening. This is not speculation anymore. We're like here, right on the cusp of complete totalitarianism here in America. So it is time to start preparing your community, start preparing your family, start resisting. Approach your local politicians, get to know them, tell them you are not okay with this, attend meetings with other people, stock up on the things you need, not just food, not just seeds, stock up on the things you need to defend your community and protect yourself. I'm a pretty pacifistic person to the point where I will let harm befall myself, but I'm really struggling with the notion of allowing a concentration camp to exist. How can I as a man watch children and women and innocent people hurt if it does come down to that? Hurt, killed, maimed, imprisoned, tortured. If it gets bad enough and it truly becomes that, I'm not talking about now, I'm saying if it truly becomes a dystopian, totalitarian nightmare like that, I'm going to at least be prepared to do something about it, and I'm going to have my community prepared. And I hope you would do the same. If you are a good person, You are preparing to stop this because it's not going to stop itself and nobody's going to come rescue us. Donald Trump's not going to float down from the sky and rescue us. If anything, Jesus will, but that's said to happen a lot later in this process. I don't see him up there right now, but the camps are being built right now. So that means we have a responsibility to be prepared to address this ourselves if this gets really out of hand. So everybody prepare your families, prepare your communities, stand up strong, be brave, be ready to speak the truth loudly, even if there's a personal risk to yourself. And stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.